Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is the new situation battle on PSN for this week, Space Fortress Assault. It's an interesting set of choices here. We've got the Dolmel, Gelgug Cannon, High Mobility Gelgug, the Azaku Psychomu type, the raid version, and the Ganos, which is what I pulled. And is it me, or did they really juice up the thruster recovery speed for this? Because, yeah, that's what, 5-second thruster recovery? That feels really fast, especially compared to ground. But yeah, that was quick. And yeah, I'm a little bit clumsy here at the beginning. I get better. Yeah, this round really picked up in the second half for me. Been a while since I could say that, but that used to be my pretty much my like default state of being, that I would, be clumsy through the first half, and then in the second half I'd finally get my legs under me and be able to do something. Kind of where things are at with this. As you can see, just having a hard time getting in on things, which, again, just that's how it is. I was able to stay alive a little bit longer than I expected, though, by using the pylon there as cover. Knocked the Gym Guard Custom down. Enemy team is Gym Guard Custom, Gym Command, G3 Gundam, and I forget the other two, but we'll see them at the end of the match, if not before. But yeah, it's not a bad situation battle, and again, especially because of that thruster recovery speed, it moves at a good pace. It is pretty fast all in all. So I'm not a great space player, but I can hide behind things and stab things, so that's something, I guess. But yeah, we are in a very slight lead, so not the worst way to start a round. Like I said, I don't remember what the other two Federation suits are, but there's some decent stuff in here. I'm probably going to play this one a little bit more tomorrow night, but yeah, it's not bad at all. Let's see, yeah, jumping back in. Ganos, of course, has its choice of two bazookas, the standard Dom Giant Bazooka or the Rick Dom 2 flavor. And it also has a... well, it's supposedly a beam rifle with a heat bayonet, but what it is, in game terms, functionally, is basically a heat spear with a beam gun attached. So, yeah. Or is it a beam spear? I think it might be a beam spear. I don't remember. Either way, that's the standard giant bazooka. But yeah, either way, it has really good reach and has an incredibly broad downswing, which on the ground especially you have to watch out for. Okay, it is a beam bayonet. I forgot. On the ground especially, you really have to watch out for your allies with that, because it just hits everything. It is everything, except if you're not careful, it will miss the things right in front of you, which is, can be intensely frustrating. But again, it's another melee pattern that, if you learn, you can get good results out of. It's just one of those things, since it is kind of an oddball suit with that doesn't share melee attack patterns with other things. It's a little bit harder to get a grasp on, because you're not, practicing it with the next 6 things you play, like you are, Rick Dom beam heat saber patterns, Goof heat saber patterns, beam Federation standard beam saber stuff like that. I think the Gelgug Vertex Ganos also has this beam spear with beam gun, but I don't remember if it uses the same melee pattern or not. It's been a while since I played that. I need to pull it back out. But yeah, it's, like I said, interesting suit and not bad. I think its shield is actually a shield on account of not having any weapons built in, so it's easier to animate it being wrecked. But yeah, it's not bad. I don't think they've ever done a toy or model kit of the Ganos. If so, probably an SD, but it's not one that I know of. I wouldn't mind it. I imagine the unfortunate thing being, since it, has plenty of shared, parts with the Gyan, it would probably end up being a P Bandai piece, and getting that, three-toned torso on that could be kind of difficult. And I imagine, having to remold the torso to make that correct and functional would just be expensive. So, Yeah, not surprised when I talk it out that we have never gotten one. Yeah, I'll let that. Oh yeah, Gym Sniper custom missile launcher type, and the Gym Intercept custom with Fallow booster. Thank you for the explosive reminder. But yeah, that's the rest of the Federation team. Like I've said before, Gym Sniper custom ML we used to call the Shimoda Squad Gym Sniper custom because that is what it was labeled as in GBO 1. But yeah, Brain. Yeah, pretty much just Brain, but yeah, like I said, I like the AOS. I haven't run it in a while. But it's not bad. The ASL on the beam gun very useful, especially when you want to get some hits in on something. Oh, nice hit from the Psychomuzaku there. Especially when you want to get some hits in on something relatively accurately without getting close enough to knock your entire team over, which is of course the problem. Four and I just bounced off of one another, which, happens. Gonna send sorry and then start shooting at things again. Yep, Gym Command there is nearly down. I stunned it. I got another shot in. And yeah, I'm doing the tunnel vision thing. There's another person here while I'm trying to take out the Gym Command, and I'm not paying enough attention to them. I got one of them, but yeah, the whole enemy team is converging on me while I try and deal with these things, and it is not going well for me because it's the entire enemy team. I'm trying to land that last shot. The one thing about ASL in this game that I'm sure you've probably noticed over the years is that a lot of times if you don't hesitate for a second and get that little lock-on icon to show up on the reticle, the ASL is not working yet. So sometimes I need to fire faster than the ASL will let me, and I have to do that more accurately than I'm sometimes able to do. But other than that, it's pretty good. Be interesting if, in addition to having like perks that broaden the scope of ASL, if there was one that sped it up. That would be interesting. But I have a feeling that like so many things on in this game that like a little bit of latency in the ASL kicking in is probably a function of latency, real late, online latency, as opposed to anything in the engine. I was happy to get that guard custom taken out so, cleanly there at the end. Smacked the G3 and got it out of our way. I don't think I hit any allies. I certainly hope not. And yeah, again, just basically the bazooka and the beam gun are there for when you don't want to risk knocking over your whole team. The neutral on the beam spear is pretty nice, though, for not doing that, because you can... At least you have a nice linear attack that's very similar to the Gyan's neutral melee thrust, and yeah, you can get hits in that are not as big of a threat for your team. So yeah, again, it's a fun suit. Our Psychomuzaku got top score and top damage at 154k. I wasn't doing badly though. 6 and 3, 99k, 3100 points. That's decent, so I will take it. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. That two-tone torso on the Ganos, well, 2 tones plus piping, actually, because of the kind of irregular pattern of it compared to most other mobile suits, also makes for a really nice... custom fodder. I've gotten some good patterns on the Ganos over the years, so it's a neat suit.